I found out that many of my viewers are agency owners and want to know how to scale or build their business. My goal in this video is to cut away all of the fat and fluff and give you the most valuable golden nuggets of information that most other YouTubers just sprinkle bits and pieces of over their $997 course. So the purpose of this video is simply competing with all of those courses and give you $997 of information for free in a single video. Now, I've got nothing to sell you guys, honestly. I just want to mess with the gurus in our community. Now, I've divided this video into a few categories, which you can skip to when you go to the description or the timestamps that I'm probably going to add visually in this video in the editing phase. Although I do advise you to actually sit through the whole video because there are some dependencies that you're only going to understand once you watch the whole video. Categories will be operational groundwork, building your online presence, skill up, mastering the tools, building your brand authority, getting and selling to clients, project management, and a partner program. And what I would advise you to do in this video is actually follow along. So go to members.flireo.com, go to the resources of this video, and you can actually see the information and the PDF that I'm about to show you guys with all of the instruction, all of the information really laid out for you. Follow along, click on the links, find the tools that I'm going to show you guys, and bookmark them in your browser so you can actually get back to those when you are actually going to build that part of your business and you can really get into the ecosystem of this model, this agency model. So as I've said, the value of this video is going to be insane if you want to start an AI automation agency, or if you have a marketing agency and you want to make AI an element of your business, a big element. I've run my agencies for about 4 years. First my Revea digital marketing agency, and then for the past 12 months, Flireo, which is an AI automation agency. We've done quite well. And I think that following this system will put you far ahead of the game in all areas without actually having to invest into an expensive course. And before we begin, I want to give a big thank you for a quickly growing community, only with just a few videos, which have taken a lot of time to record. There's some real effort into that went into that. The member platform has really grown, and now we're nearing 100 users. And I also just launched a Discord community. Some of the people in the members platform asked me to make some kind of communication channel where they can discuss ideas and projects and get to know each other. So that's why I decided to build a Discord platform. There's actually, I don't have any plans for this yet, but there will be some very valuable pieces of information and tools added to the Discord in the near future, along with the members platform. Also, I've added a channel in the Discord where you can present your own skills and business, but also send projects. So those two channels will be very, very powerful for all agency owners. First off, you can present yourself. So if there's one other person in that platform that needs a certain skill to fulfill a project, they can find you based on those hashtags. And if you have a project that's a little daunting or not your field of expertise, you can still fulfill that assignment, get that client, because you can find someone in that community that has the skills that you can work and collaborate with. So that's one of the purposes of that community. And this is actually the first time that I'm mentioning that member platform, so you can still still get a first member status, so to speak, by clicking the link down below or going to the members.flireo.com website, member platform, and then you can also join the Discord community and just check it out for yourself. Of course, this is also free. The members platform is free, the Discord is free, everything is is free. I just like to build a community. So yeah, with that said, let's go. Oh, by the way, we're also looking for people to work with on our current projects. So there's also a possibility that if you present yourself in the Discord, I'm going to send you a message and look to see if we can collaborate on those projects. So with that said, let's get into this. We'll start off with operational groundwork. All right, so first of all, this is the PDF that I was talking about with you guys. You can find this at members.flireo.com, and it contains everything you need to know to build this agency model and improve your business, scale your business. This is the members.flireo.com platform, so it's really just members.flireo.com, and once you're logged in, you get a personal message from me. You can directly go to the resources or join the Discord community. Right here there's resources. I haven't added this one yet, but just like you see for my other videos, you can click on that and get everything that you need and that I show you in this video. So I really would advise you to go to members.vireo.com, make a free account, and then go over here, download the PDF, follow along, make a bookmark, and then you can build this out. So to start with operational groundwork, you can, if you have some of these things set up already and you're satisfied with it, you can skip to the other parts, but really to go from the base to the end, from A to Z, I'm going to tell you guys what I did and what works really well. So of course, first you need a place to work with, to send emails, to do all of the basic ordinary business stuff. And I really like, you can either do Google Workspace or Microsoft Office. My preference goes for Microsoft Office because once you use that one, it's easier to scale, to make a bigger business around. And also I like it for automating stuff in my business, but that's something you don't really have to work with or care about yet. If you go to the PDF, you can click this link and then you can see all of the packages that they have. You can go to Microsoft.com, and then here, if you look at the packages, I would just advise go to the Microsoft 365 Business Basic, because here you can send emails with your own custom domain, and that's really important when you're communicating with clients. Don't try to use the @gmail.com. It can work, but it's better to use your own domain name. So if your domain and your company is called superagency.com, you want it to say info@superagency.com. Furthermore, I would also advise only communicate with clients with your info email unless you're already scaling. You don't need a personal email, not necessarily, as long as you have your own domain. Info will do. And then it's only going to cost you $6 a month. So that should be doable. So if you set this up, it's really easy. All you have to do is just set up the email. You don't have to worry about anything yet. In a later stage, later in this video, I'm also going to explain to you how to set up the Teams environment. Actually, I think I'm already going to do that. So Outlook really speaks for itself. Add a signature. There's many videos about that, but it's really self-explanatory. I'm just going to tell you the system, not necessarily how to build this whole Outlook system, because this is more a high resolution overview. But you only need to concern yourself with Outlook and Teams. In Outlook, make sure you add a signature. So that's like best regards, your name, position in the company, company name, location of the company, company logo, and then something about this message is only intended for the receiver and not to be shared with other people outside of the company, etc., etc. You can use ChatGPT, of course, to generate that and add it to your email as a signature, and then only make the info@domainname.com email. That's the only one you will need. You don't necessarily need multiple emails unless you have other people working in your company. So that's the first thing you would do. And then, of course, operational excellency. This is very important. Once you do project management, so you're actually managing projects, you have your client, this is how you will set it up. I've just made I'm just going to give you a very quick example of one of our clients, and I've blurred some stuff out over here, and I'm just going to give you one single example just so I can show you guys how does this work. Once you have a project with a client, how do you even manage that? So that's what you're going to set up in Microsoft. You're going to have you're going to create a Teams, and then you're going to call that Teams the project. So if your project with a client is called Building AI Systems, you're going to call it project with company XYZ, Building AI Assistance. So that's the Teams environment. And then these are the channels that you're going to add there. So a general channel. So this is used for general announcements like, hey, we're starting off, and this is the proposal that we send, and now it's signed, and this is the timeline. So everything that's like high resolution project management is going to go there. Meetings, this is purely used for setting regular meetings. And how do you do this? How we do it in most cases, and we can be flexible in this, but in general, if we have a client and the project takes multiple weeks, what we do is actually have bi-weekly meetings and reports. And so on the first week, on a Wednesday or Thursday or a Friday or whatever, we do a meeting. So it's a Teams meeting, and that's scheduled every week. And then the next week, we're going to do reports. So it's just a PDF of one page that you send to the clients. Now, how do you do that? Basically, you're just going to go to ChatGPT. You're going to tell ChatGPT, this is all of the stuff we've done, this is the project, and this is what we agreed on. So really just type in ChatGPT anything that comes to mind about your progress in that week, and then ask it to generate a report that you can share with your client. Put that in a Word document, change that into, export that as a PDF, and then send it to the client. It can really be one page in most cases. So one week you do a report, the other week you do a meeting, and this channel is really meant for setting the meeting, saving transcription. In Teams, you can set a meeting to automatically record the meeting, but also keep a transcription of the meeting, which is very valuable. If you do that, you can download the transcript and then put it in ChatGPT, give you a summary of everything you've discussed with your client, and that's going to really help you to organize things and know what to do in the following week. So that's why I really like and enjoy Teams. Again, this is a very quick and high-level overview, but all of these things are so incredibly valuable if you're starting your AI agency. I would say keep everything that I'm telling you in mind, because this can really be super helpful to your agency. And also if, for example, your client can't get into the meeting this week, or it has to be an hour later or whatever, it can also be posted and discussed in this channel. Then there's reports. This is in Dutch, but I'll explain in English. This is reports. So this is where you're going to send the PDF and give updates about the PDFs. There's not a lot happening here. And questions, inquiries, and discussions. This is used as a WhatsApp. So tell your client that they can see this as a WhatsApp, and everything related to the project has to be said right there. So it's also something I mentioned in the PDF with project management. The general channel is for contracts, invoices, timelines, and general announcements. Meetings is for scheduled meetings and saving transcriptions. Reports channel is share progress reports. And question and discussion channel is treat this like a WhatsApp group. Anything goes. So it's really just don't worry about formalities, don't worry about structure, just treat it as a WhatsApp group. And we also have very specific project rules. So bi-weekly check-ins, 1 week a 15 to 30 minute meeting, and the next week a 1 to 2 page report. And all inquiries go through Teams, no exceptions. So we don't talk through WhatsApp, we don't talk through email, unless it's absolutely necessary, which it most of the cases or actually never is. All communication goes through Teams. Even if you're wondering or doubting, should I call or should I use Teams? Use Teams. Only if it's strictly necessary and there's no way around it, you could use Outlook, calling, or whatever. Always, and tell this to your clients, always do Teams. So that's the project management part. Some real golden nuggets right there. Some valuable information. How would you set that up? Then over to building your website. I would advise Squarespace. It's not necessary to have a website, but it really helps. Once they Google if you reach out to a client, you tell them your company name and they Google you and they don't see anything, it's not necessarily a reason for you to lose the client, but it could really add to your conversion rate if they can actually find you on Google and find some information about you. So a website really helps, and it doesn't have to be difficult. You can just go to Squarespace, try it for 14 days. I like the personal one, and you can just ChatGPT this stuff. Really quickly. You only need about 6 pages to get the ultimate real estate once they search your name, because this is actually what you would want. I quickly looked up a random Dutch company, but this is what many agencies are not thinking about, which is actually They're probably underestimating how much of a difference this can make and how easy it is. In Google, once people search your company name, you want this to show up because this looks very, very trustworthy. Even if you don't have any reviews, this just looks trustworthy. So how do you do this? Make an account on Squarespace and make at least 6 pages. And the pages that I recommend are, let's look them up real quick. So at least 6 pages you're going to make for your website. And it's going to be, your website should have at least 6 pages to dominate the Google search results once they search your name. And it's going to be home, services, about us, careers, portfolio, blogs, and contact. And you need at least 6 of those because then you can get all of this stuff right here. And that's actually what you want. You don't want just one mention, you want all of this. And by also starting a Google My Business, you can get this right here. So this is something you can actually just set up. So if you go here with google.com/Intel, and this is also something that is in the PDF. And once you have registered your business, you can go to Manage Now, and you can actually set up Google My Business and get all of this right here, which just looks incredibly trustworthy and can get your client to can help you actually make the sale. You don't have to spend a lot of time building your website. You can do this in one part of the day, so just a morning or an afternoon. But it is something that I would advise you to set up, and then you can even just use the personal plan. You don't need anything like this. All right, so then also in order to make your website reliable, you're gonna wanna add a few things which, again, many agencies or business owners are just skipping out on, which is actually not necessary to make yourself even more trustworthy and also more attractive to for SEO, for search engines, but also for ad trackers. You're going to want to add a privacy policy, and you can just generate that one for free. So if you go to this link right here, which is also in the PDF, privacy policy generator, you can just answer a few questions and then it automatically generates a privacy policy for you. You can just add that to the footer of your website. So as they've probably done right here. So the privacy policy, and then search engines can find that, and it's also, again, is a little more reliable. You can do the same with terms of use or cookie policy. And the reason I like Squarespace is, you know, that cookie banner once you visit a website that says, do you accept the cookies or deny the cookies? Squarespace has that built in. You don't have to buy a different service in order to get that and then dive into the code and all that kind of stuff. That just takes too much time, is too much management. Squarespace has that built in, so you could just build your website. SEO is also very high in Squarespace. All of that is taken out of your hands. It's just not something that you want to be bothered with once you're building your business, SEO, because that's not the primary marketing tool that you're going to use to start with. And the SEO, Squarespace takes all of that out of your hands, and it has really good foundation for SEO, so you can freely build your website without having to worry about most of that. So add this one, the privacy policy, and then of course you have to buy a domain. So you can just go to this one right here. It's also in the PDF. Yeah, so here's Squarespace domains. You go to this link right here. You could type in any domain whatsoever. So superagency, Vireo, whatever.com, and it will find it and tell you if it's available or not. And it's going to ask you to pay like $10 a year. And then that's your domain. It has an SSL certificate, so it's actually verified. You don't have to worry about it, and you can actually add it to your website easily. So you don't have to worry about that either. You can really set up a very good, reliable website that actually gives you authority once they look up your business within an afternoon, and for very cheap. In order to actually sell your services, you have to know what you're doing, of course. That's obvious. So that's where category, skill up, master the tools comes in. There's a few things that you can do to quickly and reliably become very good in this field and be able to build not just plug and play templates, but actually build your own systems, custom systems for your clients, and actually think with them and find opportunities. And that's also how you're going to build your portfolio, but I'll get back to that in a second. First of all, you're going to go to academy.make.com. I think it's a great academy, and I would advise you to actually go through every single one of these so you can understand every single aspect of this platform, and it's really worth the time. So if it takes you a day, a week, a month, doesn't matter, go through every single module in this Make Academy. If you're serious about this business, this is what you will have to do, and it can be a reliable way of making sure that you're actually competent in this field and you know how to build things, but also how to manage people who are building things. So this is just a must. You have to go to the academy.make.com, go through the foundations, through the learning paths, and actually get to know the platform so you know how to build with it. Also, you don't just want to get to know Make and the Make Academy and all the modules and the HTTP and the functions and whatever is in there. You also want to learn APIs, and API references and documentation of systems. And right now, VAPI AI, or rather AI voice assistants, are insanely hot. I've made about 4 very in-depth videos about how to build AI voice assistants, and VAPI AI is just the best platform for it right now. And that's because they have an amazing API that you can use and bend in any way that you would like. Basically, what an API does is you're able to use the systems of VAPI AI from everywhere. So you can use the systems or edit the systems of VAPI AI from make.com, for example. In my last video, I explained how you can make an automation that automatically calls leads that come in through Facebook ads with make.com, and actually make a call and call that number and have the agent know the name of the person who filled out the ad and ask them if they want to book a meeting, for example. And that's something that you're going to have to use the API for with VAPI AI. And how would you do this? Well, I would advise, no matter what kind of AI automation agency you're going to build, even if it's chatbots, AI's voice assistants are so hot, and this API documentation reference is so good, I believe, that this is really a good one to start with. And along with following the Make.com Academy, so following all these courses, I would advise you to actually read through this entire documentation. So all of the pages in this documentation, so you actually get to know API documentations, because many systems have API documentations, and it's really your go-to place for building systems. And most people in this industry have never seen documentations like this, don't know how to read these documentations, how they work, and how to work with them efficiently. And honestly, tools like VAPI are so powerful that it's actually worth it to read or have read the entire documentation, such that once you're building systems, you actually can remember, hey, how do I do this? Oh, there's a function for that. I slightly remember that there's something about that in the documentation. You kind of know where to find it, and it's really quickly you go here, and then, oh yes, 11 labs, and then you can actually find it in the documentation. So I would advise you at first, just to get into it, no matter what kind of AI agency you're going to build, just do the VAPI one. So go to VAPI AI, docs.vapi AI, go through the documentation, get to know the platform, watch some of my videos. And one video I would specifically recommend is this one. So that one will be linked in the PDF as well, perhaps in the description. And in this video, I actually tell you from A to Z the most important things to know about VAPI, so you can actually build your own systems. And this is a really reliable source. I would say actually watch this video before you even go into the academy, or even go to the VAPI AI documentation before you read that one. I would say watch this video, because it really gives you a head start in understanding these systems. And then also, just to go even further, I want you to read the API reference. So this is there's a small difference between documentation and reference. Documentation is just telling you how to understand the system and give you some advice and give you some instruction. You can almost see it like a course. And then the API reference is always very technical and specific. It tells you what the APIs are for. And APIs, you can see, are like cords or cables that connect their system to your automation on make.com. And you tell their system to do stuff. For example, you can use this API, the Post Assistant API, to send a request or to tell something to their system, like, hey, create an assistant, or an even easier one to explain. With this API, create call, you can send information down that cord or that cable and tell them create a call and give extra information. So not just create a random call, but create a call to this phone number. And even further, you can tell it to create a call to this phone number, and the receiver or the person that you're going to be calling has this name, for example, or has replied to this form, or is with this company, or has this whatever. You can send anything to VAPI, and actually understanding the API reference, this is not something you're gonna have to, unless you want to learn how to build, unless you want to build an AI voice assistant agency, you don't need to go through every single one of these and learn all of these. But if you do want an AI voice assistant, I would advise you to actually go through every single dot and letter of this documentation, this API reference, so you can understand it and know how to apply it. So that's how you really become an expert. What I always say to people is there's a very small community right now that has an AI automation agency. It looks like, when you're in it, it looks like there's a lot of people, but that's not necessarily the case. And of the people who are doing that, there's only a small percentage who are running an AI voice assistant agency. There's only a small percentage of that who is working with VAPI AI, which, to my opinion, is the best one. It's better than Blend AI, for example, or other platforms. Of the people who are working with VAPI AI, actually know the documentation. There's only a small percentage of that actually knows the documentation, knows the API reference, and therefore and also how to connect that to make.com, and therefore able to build very powerful systems. So that's what I would advise you to do. First, go to that video of mine, watch that one to know the connection between the two platforms, make.com and VAPI AI. Then go through the make.com Academy, and then also go through the documentation with VAPI AI. So you actually get to know and get familiar with that, because almost all applications that you will be using have an API reference. Calendly has an API. Microsoft has an API. Google has an API. I think YouTube even has an API. So almost anything that you can imagine has an API that you can automate and reference with, like Outlook for sending emails, or ChatGPT for creating completions. So that's also something that you're going to want to look at and play around with, the OpenAI API. And that's something I'm going to get into right now. So there's one thing that's stopping a lot of people from making or building or starting or scaling or whatever their AI automation agency, and that's that they don't have any experience in it yet, or don't have the portfolio to show to their clients of, hey, this is what I can do. There's a massive advantage that AI automation agencies have compared to things like a marketing agency. And that's if you are in a discussion or a talk with a client, a marketing agency has to show numbers. It has to tell them, we've worked with these businesses, and they're kind of similar to your business in these ways, and these are the positive results that we got from that business. And if you're just starting out, you don't have anything like that to show your clients, so they really have to take a leap of faith with your ability to get them results. An AI automation agency does not have that problem, because we are actively building things that have to work, not necessarily building things that produce a positive conversion or result. And what does that mean? Of course, the idea is that there's a big value to the systems, but in most cases, clients are coming to you with a question, can you build this? And you say yes, and they assume that whatever you build has a positive conversion. They're already taking that leap of faith and saying, hey, I think this is going to be valuable for my business. And in many cases, because the opportunities are so huge with AI, it actually is a very big opportunity for them. So you don't even have to convince them on that. You have to be just have to be enthusiastic with them, because that's easy, because there's so many opportunities with AI. But it also gives you a very big advantage, because you don't need to show them clients, you only have to show them systems. So in the beginning, when you're just starting out and building your agency, if you have the foundation set up and the things that I've shown you right now, 50% or more of your focus is going to be in building your portfolio, building systems for non-existent clients. And I'm not telling you to showcase these systems as if with a made-up name for fake clients. That's not what I'm talking about, because that doesn't even matter when you're in a conversation with a client. They don't, with marketing agencies, perhaps they will ask you, and for which company did you build? Did you do this? Have you worked with? Because they want to see if you have the same clients that are similar to their business, because you're going to do their marketing. With AI automation agencies, you don't have that. They just want this very specific thing to be built, and they want to know if you can build that. You don't have to have built it for a client, and they don't care which client it was if you have built it. They just want to know and be able to see that you built it, it works well, and it looks like something that is of their own standards. That's how you can create a portfolio. You don't even have to ever reference any of the clients that you've worked with. You only have to show what you've built. And how would you do that? To be honest, the easiest way to do that is just building systems. Go to the make.com templates part, or just make something up that you think would be valuable, preferably what would be valuable to your own business. So that's like hitting two birds with one stone. You're going to build an automation or a system that adds value to your own business in getting clients or being operationally more efficient, or whatever that actually adds value to your own agency, and then make a case study about that. And the easiest way to do that is just start up a screen recorder, record your screen, show them what you've built, that you're actually the one behind it, so you can actually show the make.com scenario, and then also show them that it works. That's hitting two birds in one stone. You can build systems that work for your own agency and that make your agency more efficient or effective. But also you can use that as a case study and show them, hey, I built this thing, it actually works, and it might be very valuable to you guys as well. And just make a quick 2-minute video about that and post it on your Squarespace website. You can add a portfolio. There's really a template for that as well. And just create a 2-minute video, give the title, and post it up there, and don't add anything else. So just videos about the stuff that you've built, and that's going to work like amazingly. And you can also share that on your LinkedIn, you can share that on YouTube, you can share that anywhere you would like, and you can also reference it in your outreach to clients. So that's what I would advise. Build systems and solutions for your own company, and make a case study about that with a quick 2-minute video where you show them, hey, I built this, I can do this, and I can do this reliably, and it actually works. Do you think that any of these things that I've built are valuable for you guys? Or are you convinced that as I've built this, I can build your system as well? All right, so building your brand and authority, content creation strategy. That's what I've put in the PDF. And it's really also my mindset. Your audience doesn't need fluff, they need value. They need to know that you actually know what you're talking about and also are valuable to follow. So focus on high quality views over quantity on any platform that you use. If you use TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, doesn't matter. LinkedIn, for example, doesn't matter, as long as the quality of your views are high, not the quantity. So if you're not an expert yet, again, go to make.com, learn the academy, watch that video about VAPI AI and make.com, and actually read the documentation, build some systems, build out a portfolio. That is going to be your prime focus when starting an AI automation agency. If you just do those things, build that website, do the operational groundwork, so setting up your Office 365 environment, having a Google My Business account, having at least 6 pages on your website, going through Make.com Academy, reading the documentation, building your own systems and showcasing them in your portfolio. If you've done all of those things, you're already at a very, very high level and you can confidently sell your services and find solutions for your clients. And also you have a lot of stuff and material to work with in your communication and building your brand and authority. And there's a lot of mediums and platforms that you can use. I would advise you to pick one and be very good at that, build that out to build your authority, and then later expand to different channels. There's a few that we can go through right now. First of all, LinkedIn is perfect for building authority and is my personal favorite when you're starting out. Medium is good for leads but hard to scale, so that's where you write blogs or blog posts. It's good for leads, but it's really hard to scale for the future because it's really dependent upon yourself. Twitter, great if you're already active on Twitter, but otherwise just skip it. You don't need it, and it's really a big curve before you see results. But if you're already very active on Twitter, it can be a great platform. YouTube is very powerful for showcasing original content, but do expect a serious time investment. My videos, my past 4 videos have taken, I think, at least 8 hours each, and my very last one took about 10 hours, I think. So because you guys only see me explaining the scenario, but all of my content is completely original. So I have to come up with the automation, I have to build the automation, problem solve, troubleshoot, actually make the video and then edit the video and then find some title, thumbnail, all of that stuff. So there's a lot of stuff going on there, and also make resources for the members platform. So it can be powerful, but do expect some serious time investment. You can't be a copycat on YouTube. You can't get away with that. You can't make very quick and not so valuable videos and expect results. You really have to put in the effort before you see some results and have to actually add new value. So that's also what I'm trying to do in this video. I hope that at least a few of the things that I've told you guys are going to be valuable. And honestly, the last thing that I'm going to tell you guys, so the partner program is going to be incredibly powerful. I can't imagine nobody using that and having great returns from that. So YouTube is going to be powerful, but a big time investment. Blogging is dead for SEO unless you're a wizard. There's a lot of ChatGPT going on. I don't really believe in blogging anymore right now. So you can do this if you use other platforms like Medium, but do remember that you have to write it yourself and be absolutely original and authentic. I've actually tried writing blogs with ChatGPT, trying to build out trying to build these amazing prompts that can automatically write great blogs. I do a lot of ChatGPT and I can't figure it out. You really have to give it your own input and make it original. So I don't think that's the best scalable platform, because there's a lot of effort to go and write a blog, and that effort would be better spent on other platforms. And Instagram is ideal if your audience is here, like coaches and influencers. So if your customers are selling to consumers and are active on Instagram or TikTok, for example, it would be interesting to build your authority there so you can reach out to them and you can reach out to them on a platform where they're actually on and open to business. So these are the platforms, and in my opinion, LinkedIn is for the most people the best one to get to know, because there's a lot of things that make it very valuable. My pro tip, if you want to be a killer, want a killer LinkedIn strategy, because this is my favorite and I think it's the best platform, here is my playbook. I'm going to show you guys right now. All right, so again, this right here is insanely valuable, because I'm going to give you from A to Z my entire LinkedIn strategy, from actually having no profile all the way up to getting leads consistently. Step 1, build your profile picture and banner. Add a profile picture and a banner to your profile. Well, actually, you know what? This PDF that I've written here, I could just tell you out loud what it says and give you references, but honestly, everything you have to know is in this PDF. It looks bland. It doesn't have any amazing images or funny structures or whatever, but I've really cut away the fact, and I think everything that you have to know in order to make LinkedIn as powerful as it can be is in this PDF. I don't think that if you follow this system in this PDF on LinkedIn to the T, so perfectly, I can't imagine you not getting consistent clients on LinkedIn, because everything you have to know is in this PDF, and it's probably very valuable, but I'm just gonna share it with you guys, because anyone I know and any LinkedIn coaches I've talked about this to about this system says that this is like nearly guaranteed to get you results. You really have to F up in order to not get results from this system. So I would advise you guys, if you want to get more out of your LinkedIn, just go to the members.fluff.com platform and go to the PDF that I have right here. Then you can click here and actually download the LinkedIn optimization guide. All right, so I'm only now realizing how hectic this video actually is. I'm going from up to down, from up to down. So I hope this is actually at least a little coherent for you guys, but I'm just trying to drop as many golden nuggets in this video as I can. I think that this single video is more powerful than many $900 courses that are out there right now on starting an AI automation agency, especially with the LinkedIn part and actually selling to clients, the systems, everything you need to know. Everything I haven't discussed in this video is probably something that is either not very important on how you set that up, is just filling in the blanks, or is unique to you, but not necessarily something that is going to impact the efficiency of your business. If you just do all of the things that are in this video and in this PDF, then everything that you would have to do to make this a business around that is going to be either self-explanatory and or not very significant, or going to influence the results that you get from your business. So just set up this framework, and whatever comes out of it that you add yourself will work. And this is the next thing I'm going to discuss with you guys. And in the PDF, I've made this a really short one, but it's also a very powerful one. Selling to clients, a 4-step process. So how do you sell to clients? I've already given you the LinkedIn strategy on setting meetings. And then from the point on of getting into a meeting, how do you actually make it into a client and then turn it into a paying client and then actually make a business out of it. So I really compiled it to a 4-step process. First, an initial meeting, 15 to 30 minutes, get to know them and the project, keep it chill. Don't attach any strings other than saying, hey, I'll get back to you and let's plan next meeting already. So you don't want to leave the initial meeting without having already planned a second meeting. So that's what you do. That's the only thing you do in the initial meetings. Just 15 to 30 minutes, introducing yourself, getting to know the other person, hearing out their project and saying, hey, I'm going to check it for feasibility. I'm going to write a proposal for you that's very clear about how can we work together. And then we'll discuss it at a later date. When can we meet again? So that's all you're going to do. It's really chill. There's no pressure. There's no, I have to get this or I have to get this result. And that's also what you want to do in the sales meetings. Everything is, you're a consultant that's trying to help them optimize their idea. So you're really thinking with them, finding opportunities. You're not supposed to be busy or concerned with landing the sale, but that's just going to make the sale slip out of your hands, and it's not the top priority. The top priority in your meetings is actually getting a connection with the other person, with your client, and actually thinking along with them, not trying to convince them. They're in a meeting with you, so you're just trying to figure out what value can you bring. And would I like to work with this person? And the only way to achieve that is trying to understand where they're coming from, trying to understand the conversation and proposing some branches of ideas about how this would work or would add additional value. So that's the only thing you're going to do in the initial meeting. Then what you're going to do is you're going to check the feasibility of the project. So you're just going to do a little bit of exploring. You're going to try to see, hey, this project or this thing that they want me to build, is this doable? And then draft your plan and make this plan. You can brainstorm this plan, fill it out without being concerned with grammar and formulation and all that kind of stuff and the structure of your text. Just fill it out in a Google Docs or a Word document. And then once you have brainstormed everything that you found and think is doable, put it in ChatGPT and ask it to give it more of a professional structure. And it doesn't have to be, in most cases, longer than 1 or 2 pages, because the client wants transparency and clarity. They don't want professional formality with like 16 pages of your plan that you've all written out with ChatGPT. They want clarity, consistency, and well, 1 paragraph is better than 100 paragraphs, in short. So that's what you want to do. Make it 1 or 2 pages, turn it into a PDF, and then discuss that with the clients. You can either send your proposal and the plan beforehand, or you can present it in the meeting. And always tell them what it's going to be. Tell them your proposal, and don't... well, I'll get into that in a second. So we'll get into that, but don't negotiate. Just think with them. Find a solution. If you have made a proposal and they somehow, some way, there's some kind of thing in the proposal. It's either their budget or it's just the time frame, or there's a bottleneck in your proposal. Don't try to convince them. You never try to convince your client, because you're trying to help your client. You're trying to think with them, find a solution. If the budget doesn't work, try to find a solution where you either do it over a longer period of time, or a different pricing structure, or ask them why the budget doesn't work, but try to think with them, not against them. Don't try to convince them. Try to find a solution to every problem that's presented to you in the consultation. So even when it comes to discussing your proposal, you have to take on the role of a consultant. You have to think with them, find a solution. You're a consultant to your own pricing structure. So that's something I'm going to get into in a second. And also billing, we always do 50% upfront and then 50% at the end for the first invoice. So the first 50% upfront is a commitment fee. So we actually know, okay, we're both serious in this. We're going to invest time. You're going to invest your capital. And then we have a commitment and a 50% at the end. And then future invoices, we already have that commitment. So it's just going to be the full price at the end of the term. So just a regular pricing structure. Yeah, so that's selling to clients, the 4-step process. And then, of course, after the commitment fee, you do the onboarding. And we're not really strict about this. So we just send the invoice. We expect them to pay it immediately. But and when we send it, we already onboard them. We're not going to be strict about this. And we also always only send the commitment fee after they've signed the proposal. So we first want a signed proposal, and only then do we send an invoice, because then they've actually agreed. So many companies don't like it if you send the invoice before they sign the proposal, even if they've said yes in the meeting. So make sure that you get that order right. So nothing happens unless they sign the proposal. Then you send the invoice and you already start working, because you assume that they will pay the commitment fee. All right, so pricing structures. Incredibly important, of course. How do you get this right? So there's 3 options that I think are best to work with, and you can choose from in any situation or proposal to a client. First, a flat fee, perfect for straightforward projects. So calculate your hours and times your hourly rate, and then the client knows what they'll pay, no surprises. So what I mean by this is, if there is a plug and play system, or something that looks very much like something you've built already, or something that you just know for sure that you can build in a certain amount of hours, and there's also no branches that you could explore or ways to expand the project. So is really just a one-time thing. They just want this very specific thing, and you should build it, and then it's the end of the partnership, which I don't like. I like to think big with my clients and actually build serious systems, but sometimes that's not an option. So then you can use a flat fee. The purpose of that is you're giving some guarantee to your client. They know beforehand what they will pay. And the idea of a flat fee is that regardless of your hours, so you're going to calculate this by your hours, you have your hourly rate, and then you're going to assume or try to project how many hours is this going to take, and then you make the calculation, and that will be a flat fee. But regardless of how many hours it will take, that will be your retainer. So if it takes longer, then too bad for you. And if it takes, no matter if it takes longer or shorter, they will pay that specific amount. So they know what they get for their price. They're going to get the end product for what they paid for, and you're giving them that guarantee. So it's not like you assume it's going to be 10 hours and then it turns out to be 20 hours, so you double the bill. No, you've said it's going to be this flat fee because I projected 10 hours, which you're not necessarily going to tell the client. You're just going to do that which, because it's not relevant information for the client, you just want to know how much will I pay for this system, can you actually build it, and then you give them that guarantee. So that's the flat fee. The monthly retainer is also a very, very good one, a powerful one, because you want to be an actual partner to the business and give them predictable pricing. So what you're going to do is, this is great for ongoing or complex projects that really want to partner up with your business. Discuss how many hours per month you will work and multiply it by the rate and propose it to your clients. So there's two ways you could do that. You can actually negotiate the number of hours, or you can just give them a flat fee per month, so monthly retainer, and then every month you're going to have a meeting and discuss which milestones you're going to set for that month. And that's a little bit more based on trust, because then you're actually telling them that, like, hey, we are very familiar with the market, we are very familiar with the project that you want us to build, and we're very familiar with fair pricing systems. So every month we're going to give you a fair milestone that actually fits the budget, market conform budget, and also that fits our normal relationships. And then that's what you're going to propose to the clients. So there's more higher level of trust there. But you could also do what sometimes businesses want, is that you actually discuss how many hours a month you will work. So for example, if your retainer is, if your hourly is $100 per hour, and you're going to work 16 hours a month for that company, then the monthly retainer is going to be $1,600 a month. And then every month you're still going to have that meeting and tell them, hey, I project that we can get this and this and this done by this month, and by the end of the month, then we will have hit those milestones. And we assume that you can play around with guarantees in that pricing structure, of course. But that's what you propose and what you negotiate, and eventually you're more familiar with the client. It's going to be a little easier. But this is actually, for our business, the most popular type. The clients are most familiar with it, the most satisfied with it, most happy with it, and it's just easier because they know at the end of every month how much of my budget am I going to spend on this. And you can actually negotiate, hey, I just want a fixed monthly price, so make sure that you only work the hours that we negotiated, or they can give you some flexibility and tell you, hey, if you need just 2 extra hours to make that milestone, let me know, and then we can do it really on hourly. But then you also get into the conversation of like, okay, so it took us less time to hit the milestones, so we're gonna invoice less than what we discussed. So that's something you have to figure out with the client. I think just a precise monthly retainer is the best way. And then also the third one is an hourly rate, ideal for projects with a lot of moving parts and specialists. Track your time, bill monthly. So if you're working together with other guys, or they're working together, they have like a cloud hoster, and they have a programmer, and they have a no-code developer, and they only want you to do the make.com automations. So it's a really big project. There's multiple people involved. You have to communicate with those people, and the system by itself is also complex. And with your own ecosystem, your own business, you have to talk or work with your own specialist that you've talent sourced. Then it might be better to propose an hourly rate. You track your time, and then at the end of the month, you send them your invoice along with an explanation of the hours that you've worked. So you actually track your hours. There's apps and systems for that. They actually hit the timer, and then it's going to round that hourly to a full hour at the end of the month. And then that's what you're going to send to your client, along with, hey, on the 13th of August, Friday 13th on August, I did this for 2.5 hours, and this was the result. So it just could be one line of text where you just say, worked on front end form, and then that's the hour description. And at the end of the month, you're going to have an entire document with all of the hours and descriptions of those hours, which is also something that you could do. I would advise, when you're starting off, give them the flexibility to choose, and then, because that way you can also find which option is most popular in the market, which can I best build my business around, which is the best for me, which works best for me, and then run your business accordingly. So because you don't know yet which one you like, which one your clients like, which one you can actually work with. So just propose those three every time you have a new client, and give them a very clear proposal about, hey, this is what's going to cost, and this is what's going to cost, and this is what's going to cost. So, and you can actually calculate all of these by knowing your hourly rate. And just to give you a reference, you can use for starting agencies 75, well, here it says euros, it's probably somewhere around that in dollars, $75 to $125 to start with as an hourly. And never negotiate your hourly, but make sure you are worth it. So if ever you, sometimes people who work in this space are not so confident about their hourly or about their skills, make sure that you're worth what you're charging. The hourly rate really in actuality doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that if you get a client, you try your hardest to actually make yourself worth your project and your hourly. So never negotiate your hourly, only make sure that you're worth that hourly. So if you do have a premium, if you, for some reason or another, which most of the case is not necessary, but for some reason or another you're not familiar or confident with your hourly, make sure that you're worth it. And choose one from 75 to 125 and see what you're comfortable with. But never negotiate your hourly, not even for a penny, but just make sure and to do your best and tell them that you're worth it. Because by deciding that you never negotiate your hourly, you can, for every single client, make sure that you make a fair proposal, and that you're treating it like a fixed variable that can be used only as a part of the calculation, and not as a variable that can be changed. Also, if you're in conversation with, once you start working or changing your hourly rates, it's really going to be a mud pool, and also it's not going to be easy or simple for your administration. Furthermore, it's not going to be fair for your other clients, because you say that you're worth this hourly retainer, so why would you be worth more or less for another client? And then you can really get into the nitty-gritty of making yourself unnecessarily uncomfortable with your own retainer. Well, the only thing you have to worry about is actually getting the value to the client, no matter your hourly rate. And in some situations, that can actually mean that you just put in an extra hour or two in the dark, behind the scenes, just to make sure that the milestone gets hit, and that you're actually worth what you promised to the client, just to give yourself the confidence and give yourself a good reputation, good relationship with your client. Make sure you're worth it, but never negotiate your hourly rate, because it's just a factor that you use as a calculation, a non-static variable, as you would say in in an automation make.com scenario. So the easiest way to explain this is making yourself worth it is your hourly rate doesn't matter, because in the meeting you've told them these are the milestones that we're going to hit in approximately these many hours or these many months, or this within the confines of this investment. And once they've agreed to that milestone in that investment, make sure that you hit that. So it doesn't matter what your hourly rate is and how you've calculated it. That's how you make sure you're worth it. Make sure that you actually hit that milestone and you're confident that you can hit that. And then the hourly rate is just going to be a useless well, not useless, but that variable that I'm talking about is actually about, do you hit the milestones at the right time, and can you do that consistently? And if you are not sure if you can do that, make sure that you do. All right, so next up is partner program. And this is, I think, the most valuable piece of information for agency owners in this entire video. I see people really running away with this business by using this strategy. It's insanely powerful. So I'm just going to tell you guys what it is. The partner program is set up where businesses like marketing agencies can refer clients to you. So many marketing agencies work with businesses that want to optimize their ad campaigns for conversion, for example. And one of the ways that they could possibly do that is introducing an AI chatbot or an AI voice assistant to their marketing funnel. So first, there's in the regular marketing funnel, there is someone replies to an ad, and a person calls the person who replies to the ad and then tries to set up a meeting. And that might work really well, but there's the cost of the person who's trying to set the meeting. And the higher the cost of the variable within the marketing funnel, the higher the conversion rate has to be, because if you are missing opportunities at a high cost, then you can only miss so many opportunities before your costs are higher than your gains, so to speak. So by introducing an AI voice assistant, which only costs 11 cents per minute, for example, you can radically reduce the cost. And if you can improve the conversion rate of an AI voice assistant compared to a human, then and also the efficiency and the reliability and there's a lot of factors that go into that system. If you can upgrade that variable, that can be insanely valuable to marketing agencies. But most marketing agencies don't have the time to understand these systems, don't have the time to build these systems. They just want to hire you so they can sell your services to their clients and make you part of their team. So every time they see an opportunity with their clients to introduce an AI voice assistant or to introduce an AI chatbot or to make some AI tool or widget or SaaS or web application or automation, anything AI related, or an opportunity to increase conversion rate, save money, or a great opportunity for your services, they don't want to do it themselves. Now you've introduced yourself to them as a potential partner. You've shown them your portfolio, all of the things that you've built. Again, it doesn't even have to be a portfolio of companies you've worked with. The only thing that's important about the portfolio is that you show that you've built it, it's actually useful, and they see opportunities to make that a part of their marketing campaigns and is useful for their clients. So once you've done that, you can show that to the marketing agencies. They can remember that, they can find opportunities within their current campaigns with their current clients, and then they can hire you to fulfill that need. And then they can just put their margin on top of that, or they can refer clients to you for a certain percentage, like 10%. But collaborating with marketing agencies is so powerful because marketing agencies or other agencies or companies have clients that they already have a relationship with, that they can actively sell your services to, as a complementary bonus. That like partnering with a marketing agency gets you 15 clients at once. And the crazy thing is that getting a partnership with a marketing agency is easier than actually landing a client by yourself. So perhaps you're going to have to give them a bigger margin and whatever, but it doesn't matter because there's also a spend in finding your own clients. You have to invest your time, your money, your attention into finding clients, and you're actually by working together with a marketing agency or other AAAs, so AI automation agencies, you can save yourself that time and money and investment and all of that stuff, and actively get clients and build systems for them. So this is so insanely powerful, working together with marketing agencies or other agencies or businesses where they can either white label your services, so saying, hey, this guy is part of our team, while in reality you're not part of their team, or they can just refer you clients and you give them like 10% of the revenue that is created. That you get out of that, and that's just all new business that you don't have to worry about, and it's easier to get partners than clients, because partners don't pay. They make money on the partnership, because if you're reaching out to a client, you're asking them to pay for your services, and of course you're going to tell them that your service is great and it has this potential, and many of them are going to see the potential of your services, but still you're asking them to invest, to buy something. Marketing agencies are quite the opposite. You're partnering with them and giving them an opportunity to make more money and add some service or offering to their clients. They want to do something with AI, but they just don't know what, and they don't have the time or resources to actively spend on that. So you're really like a godsend to partner up with them. So that's insanely powerful, and I think the most valuable piece of information in this entire video. So actually getting into that is very, very valuable. If you want to learn more about, hey, how can you set up marketing partnerships with marketing agencies or other agencies, recruitment agencies, something also many people do, who are making solutions for businesses to find new people. There's a lot of opportunities here. If you go to members.flereo.com, you can fill out the form, you can reach out to me, and I can get back to you and help you set up this partner program and get the most out of it. Also, as I've said, you can join the Discord, you can reach out to me there, and also reach out to other people. I also have a partner program that we're just setting up, where we work with some AI automation agencies, where we work together to fulfill assignments, or that we can help on their projects. So if you have a project that you're not familiar with or not necessarily confident that you can deliver optimally, you can reach out to us and we might be able to help you. So join the Discord, go to members.flereo.com. You can reach out to me and get valuable information about how do you set this up and get the most out of your business. Also, as I've said in the Discord, I've also made a channel where you can actively present yourself as a potential partner, where other AI automation agencies can reach out to you as a partner, where you can refer clients, or clients can be referred to you. So it's a real ecosystem for this part of your business. All right, so that's it for this video. Let me know if you liked this stuff, if you learned anything, if there's anything valuable in this information that you're actually going to try out. Again, the LinkedIn strategy is also on this members.flereo.resources page, along with this entire PDF, which explains all of the strategies that you can implement in order to scale and build your AI automation agencies. I think there's some really unique ones in there. Some of the things that I've shared with you guys, I've not seen on the internet or YouTube or even in the course before. So I think there's some real golden nuggets in there. And of course, in this platform, I'm also going to add the resources for the newest videos. You could just go to members.vlero.com, click on the resource, and then download the PDF and get all of the information that you need in order to build that, build your agency. My other videos are really different from this one. It's an over-the-shoulder video about how do you build these systems. So for example, build an AI sales assistant for outreach automation. You can actively build these with me, and then you have a plug and play system that you can sell to clients that you've built before. You can add that to your portfolio, etc., etc. So that's most of the videos that I make, but I also make videos about how can you improve your business. Let me know if there's a real, if you found some value in this video, and if there's also some specific branch that you thought of in this video. I would say, hey, it would be nice if you could make a video about that. I'm not a big channel, so I actually do read all of those comments and consider them, and I've made videos about comments that I've gotten. So you can comment those and I'll reply to you, and maybe you'll see that in the next video. For now, thank you very much for watching. Leave a like and a subscribe. And again, thank you very much for all of the positive I've had thus far. I'm not trying to encourage you guys to leave a dislike, but thus far I've only had like all of my videos have had 100% like rate and have had so many replies or reactions, and they're all positive. And well, it's nice to see that literally these videos take me a lot of time, so like hours and hours. That's why there's only 4 of them. So it's nice to see that actually putting a lot of effort in your videos gets rewarded and appreciated by the community. And I also think that the AI automation space at this time has the best community out there. I think that people are helping each other, and the opportunity is so big right now that you don't have to worry about giving away your secrets. As you can tell in my videos, it's just about exploring this stuff together, because the pool is big enough to make some real changes in the game. For now, thank you very much, and yeah, good luck. Oh, and by the way, if you want to reach out to me on a different platform, for example, Instagram, some people, even though I hadn't added it to my YouTube videos, have actually found me on Instagram. So I've made it a little more professional. You can reach out to me there, send me a DM on Instagram, follow me there, jasper.rbg. And also on LinkedIn, you can find and follow me there. Send me a connection request. You don't even have to add a note to your connection request. Just send one, and then you can also send me a message. So yeah, that's that.